Hello, and welcome back to the next episode of The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I'm your host, Level 1 Slime. Let's begin, shall we? It's been quite the while since I last played, so let's see where we're at. Oh, I kind of remember now. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. Ooh, I feel rusty. Oh, shoot, what did I get? No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Quiet, you filthy wretch! Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard! And look at this snow-white angel! I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe.
Ugh. You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. Ugh, but he's so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. Oh, it's a new song? Is that her theme? The testimony of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about a person where she could conceal a firearm. What about that giant goose? Wait, that's a swan. I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. I agree, Ryunosuke.
Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot.
There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witness's own words on the matter.
Ah, that's ridiculous.
If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove— No way, Ryunosuke. Calm yourself. Don't even think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that. Which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. Yeah, it's a swan. Oh! That smile. That smile. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. That's me. Cross-examination. A frightening and sorrowful sight. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. Let's just read through it first. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered— yeah, I mean, we already heard this, so I want to see what they say after. So, she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor, at the end of which you shot him, which is an out-and-out, totally unfounded lie. Still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an elegant, refined, young, and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain. In stark contrast to you, dressed from head to toe in a dull black school uniform. I'm dressed exactly the same way as you are, except for the flapping red ribbons. It's a hachimaki, sir. Well, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony as the fiction that it is. If we can't do that, the trial's over. Hook, line, sinker, stinker. Even you with your thick skin must be able to feel the murderous looks you're getting from around the room. Only too well. I feel half dead already. And the fact that I can't see a single inconsistency in her testimony isn't making me feel any better either. The first thing to do is press her on any of the statements that seem even slightly off to you. I agree. Do that, and an opening will present itself. I promise you. I need to expose the true face of this exotic foreigner that's hiding behind the mask. That's what I should be aiming for in this cross-examination. Indeed, Rinosuke, well said. To that end... fierce argument, let's press that. I never got into an argument with the professor. All I did when I noticed him was go over and say hello. Please, don't get angry with me. No, I wasn't directing that retort at you. It was meant for the lady next to you. Yeah. But anyway, as I said, I did not argue with the professor. I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? Miss Brett does not appear to speak Japanese.
No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyway. English is the future. We must all Su-pii-ku Ingrisshu.
Yes! Su-pii-ku! I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman, Well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. I have to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be. She doesn't speak English, so she'll speak the language of what do you call it? Of something I have here? Blah 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 blah, water. Yeah, I gotta refresh myself, I forgot. There's water and steak. Okay. Alright, so nothing. Gunshot to the chest. Bullet did not pass through. Okay. Anyway, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to his own seat. That part ties in with what you said, doesn't it? Yes, I still had some coffee to drink. And the next time you got up after that was when I'd finished my coffee and stood up to leave. There's that smile, that smirk. Herka-dirk-dirk. Okay, so that didn't give me anything new, I suppose. Okay, then not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry my gun myself, so I'll be checking these last two. Hopefully it wasn't the previous statements. Like I said, I did not shoot the gun. And like I said, there's no point repeating that assertion over and over. Well, I wasn't expecting to be attacked by my own side.
Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shot rang out in the restaurant, you had a gun in your hand.
Well, yes, that's true, but... Conviction, man, conviction. But all I did was pick up the gun I saw on the floor next to the professor as I was leaving the restaurant. In fact, yes! There was someone much closer to the victim than me at that time. The highly
That will do, you dirty, rotten scoundrel!
Dirty? But not rotten scoundrel?
Your baseless accusations could very well cause an international incident, boyo.
It seems to me that your accusation is just as baseless as ours.
What nonsense!
The lady is merely stating what she saw. And this is already an international incident as far as I'm concerned anyway.
Dang nabbit!
I don't carry a gun, Q. It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely, I verified it personally. You verified it? Yes, immediately after the incident, I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a weapon. I distinctly remember saying, I'm not. And you believed her? That's all you did? You just asked her? Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector. No.
Why on earth not? The honorable English gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon. There was obviously no need for further probing into the matter.
Or there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps. Ooh.
Think what you will, but if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support assertion with facts.
In other words, he wants evidence that she's carrying a gun. The lady wishes to point out that, of course, she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation, but she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university, so she was compelled to leave. Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there. Ooh. Not get her out of there, I just urged her to leave. The lady would like to point out that she in no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime. Which is why she is only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course. We gotta go pick her up, sir.
Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up.
Get jiggy with it.
You could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you.
So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor, at the end of which you shot him. Which is an out-and-out, totally unfounded lie. Still, her statement is very compelling. Oh wait,
I already read this, Lord have mercy. Ugh.
Right, let's see my options again, and if I take too long looking at it, let's skip these options. Okay, time to read. After 2 p.m. in fact. That's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late luncheons are in vogue, isn't that right?
No. No. A decisive English no has quite a sting to it. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. Laboratory. So, it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. But, on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yes, which we can prove from the medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late. Yes, that all makes perfect sense.
Such wonderful logic! What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is.
So, you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? I really have to press everything, don't I? The professor was... Oh, so I'll just press this, because I don't know what else to do. He was unable to eat, you say? And that was because he had just had a tooth removed at Hota Clinic, correct? That is right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering. Was Miss Brett aware of the fact? That fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean... that it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That is right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left.
Dear me, what a harrowing experience! To have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight.
So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all? That is right, other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water of the carbonated kind. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each raised a glass of carbonated water. Oh, but there's only one glass on the table. What do you think, Ryunosuke, about the witness's last statement? It's very meaningful. Yes. Conviction, man, come on! That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case. Well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing, Just add it. Don't question me. The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony. Huh. Well sidestepped, counsel. Very well, Ms. Bright. Kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony. Gladly, she said. That was brilliant, Cosma. I'm gonna remember that one. To add an updated testimony. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke. I ordered beef steak for myself, and the professor and I said cheers over a glass of carbonated water. So instead of pressing this statement, I'm just gonna present. I'm dying. Yeah, there's only one glass and a bottle. So let's present that with the R. Why are you looking at me? Oh, okay. Did I do it wrong? That's it! Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Conviction? Well, it's odd. Very odd. Dear me, what's odd is the defense's inability to express itself. Ugh. Ryunosuke, use your words. What is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously, it's the cheers. The cheers? Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, what are the glass? There should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1. Oh, You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here. Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutiae? Minutiae? Minutia? What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make in one case? On the case? Oh. Minutia, you say? Minutiae, maybe. Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Or are you going to try to tell me you can clink with only 1? That's true. You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Oh? Bienvenido. Inspector, what did the lady say? It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. Oh? What? It was all so terrifying, everything that happened. That's what she said. Oh. I panicked and I thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she's saying. Good gracious! Oh? Sorry? Oh shoot, I have to use a... She's speaking Nihongo? There! As I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all. Oh, please. We must remember that this student had just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who
who could blame her for concealing a glass or two in her state of disarray? That's not legal, sir. That's absurd. Oh, really? Ah, really? So do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable, young, and beautiful woman of mischief? What? No. This can't be put down to mischief. But murder. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. I guess she said sorry in English. It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying. A handbag, you say? Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England.
So the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on the case. This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end, it comes to nothing. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already. Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed the glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement? Well, I don't know really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. Deeper significance. So she took the glass away in her handbag. If there's a deeper significance there, it's the handbag. Because she said that she couldn't, there's no way for her to hide something, so she could put it in her bag. Yeah. Glass is not important. Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say? Yes, do try to keep up. Or was it wrong? It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items. Oh, like a gun. Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Oh, there you go. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag. Yeah. In which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. You're right. Well done, Aibo. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too, but I just don't want to say it. What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard? It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire the gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will. You can't seriously be suggesting. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Did you or did you not search Miss Giselle Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir. I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag. No! Yeah. Order. What is the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what, Prosecutor Aoichi? Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations. Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Literally. Do you think so, Kazuma? Excuse me. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. No, I don't. Oh? As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting. Simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? In that I am the one who shot him. I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about.
This photographic print. Oh? Are you serious? What the heck is that? What is this? Is that a birthmark? And there's the glass. Oh wow, she has a see-through bag. Interesting. Oh, so that means that she couldn't have hidden the gun in the freaking handbag. This print is a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Well, I never. Tarnations. You can see right through that to what's inside. That is right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly. So, there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. Ah. As you can see, there is nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you very much. Look at them both. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san. What? No, get up, my boy. We can do it. Somehow. Order. Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once. As you wish. Certainly, Your Excellency. The photograph the photograph of the handbag has been entered into the crime record. It shows Miss Brett's handbag on the chair by the... Let's take a look at that when you can. I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness, counsel. Let's take a look at this first. Let's take a look. Can I... Okay. Nothing I could do. What is that? I can't talk about anything here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, upside down. Hold up. I think I seen that a little earlier. Oh, wait, what does that mean? Hold on. So, he couldn't eat the steak, yet he was sitting right here, and he has what appears to be a tattoo that's the same as this? Oh, no, wait. At, what do you call it? Chili's or other restaurants, they have these hot plates. Yeah, on top of the wood. Oh, okay. So that means his hand was on it, but that means that it must have burned him. Hold on, I gotta keep going. I think I have an idea of what happened, but I don't know if it's important. Let's see. Oh, gosh. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have no further significance. I think it does. I don't know how yet, though. I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must... Wait, what? What are you talking about? Hold on.
Indeed, there's only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime.
Oh, gosh. No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Oh gosh, even Kazuma gave up. Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? You mean this is it?
I must say, you put up quite a fight for a rookie student, but the weak are beat while the strong eat.
Where's that from?
You are wasting your time. There's no way to defeat true justice. A fact you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell.
This can't be happening. Am I really gonna be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma, his dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma, what? Is there really no chance of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. there's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Very well, I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all.
That smug little... Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all of the evidence placed before me, I hereby find... Yeah, boy was thinking, come on! That's right. Oh, I just noticed that thing on his hand. I just noticed it the first time, like, right a second ago when he was holding it to his face. Wait, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke? I don't think you can rule on this case yet.
This amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Oh shoot, yeah, see. Wait, did we say this before? Oh, I'm so confused. Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. But you said it with a country accent. Now, that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, I mean... Yeah, conviction, baby. Then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question.
This is blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There can be no problem with this evidence.
You'd better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag. It's not that you need to look at.
Ha! My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes.
Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it. Don't worry, Ryunosuke, I'll put my finger on it. Very well, I will grant the defense one final opportunity.
Oh, what? Wait, what?
But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect. The effect being me hitting you in the face with this hammer. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Excellency. Dang, you're showing some backbone. Let's go, Ryunosuke. So, take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hosanaga submitted before. You will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded. Hey. Okay, and it is this, baby. Can I, present? Ah. Look at this, here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description. Oh, she's startled.
Dear me, I was pondering what new piffle you would have come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag.
Yes, that is a burn mark, you're right. Oh. Go on, Inspector. The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he did not note it in his report. But it's important, so why didn't you note it?
What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we?
And no possible way of knowing either. You know... Hold on. The more I look... Well, let's just see this first. See, his body had to be in this position when he was shot. He did not... So how did his hand get burned? So it has to have been before he got shot. But he just let his hand get burned. Does that mean... Oh my gosh. Oh, it's looking like it's my theory. The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as Prosecutor Aouchi points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown... Oh my gosh, I think I know. Oh shoot. I cannot allow any further time to be spent on precise details of this burn. Sorry, I'm just thinking about what's happening. I think I know how Watson died. Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the Dean and other university staff. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now. She's just trying to run away.
Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway.
What's your thinking on this, Rinosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case? To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful. That's how you do it. Yes, you're right. I am? Yes, you're right! If we can just link the burn to the case, if we can do that, we might be able to prize... I've never seen that word before. If we can do that, we might be able to I don't know how to say that. This shutting door back open it again.
What does that word mean? Just give up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Indeed, I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. But what if we had evidence? Evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case. Then would you allow it? I would, yes. To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn, but as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face. Oh, really? I have to find some link between that burn and the case. Take a deep breath, deep breath. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what the burn really means. So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the victim's burn and this trial. I'm gonna go with this, since this is covered. Yeah. Yes, right there. Oh shoot, I guess I have to present it. Present. Oh, I did it. Yes, it's right there. What's this, Counsel? Yet another print? Yes, Your Excellency. I believe the photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore.
Do hurry up, Rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further would really be inexcusable. Really would be.
Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer, if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? Ow.
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean.
Right here, baby.
What is it in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burns?
Right there. Percent.
The beefsteak?
Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on. Yes, it's a metal plate. The plate!
Oh? Your Excellency, are you alright?
As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. Yes. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of La Carnival.
Oh!
Yup. This emblem on the plate. And the victim's burn. Yup. Are exactly the same shape.
Ah!
Rinosuke, you genius! You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant.
But even if that's the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not.
It could have been the day before or the day before that. It most likely happened at some other unrelated time. Well,
Sadly, Prosecutor Ouchie, the chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks, Aibo.
Why?
The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosanaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly.
But...
I love this music. I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it is not a particularly large burn, it is extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This was no mild burn, that is for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let us see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have to have taken around 3 seconds. 3 seconds. It's inconceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of La Carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation.
But you're a detective, not a waiter! Chipple needs some water.
There you have it. Something isn't right here. As a detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet, Inspector Hosonoga has never heard the professor scream, not on that day or any before it. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. Oh, that's interesting. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day, that would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel. Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques dealer, all of us would... He's looking at me. All of us would, without any question, have heard him scream, right? Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Huh? Well, yes, I suppose.
So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream?
Huh?
Oh, yeah? I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think? I do think, but maybe I'm wrong. Either way, I have to look serious. Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. What? There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson... Yep. He's not asleep. It's not that he didn't notice it. I mean, it could have been, I guess. Maybe if he was had painkillers or whatever. It's definitely this. He was already deceased. So my theory is that he was either poisoned and she switched the glass on him and took the poison glass with her. Yeah, and it's not that she silently shot him. Like, as in, like, silently shot him with a silencer? I don't know if those are created already. And then just fired a shot out to make it look like it. I think it's the poisoning one, though. No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible, apart from in one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting? Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead.
Already?
Dead? Oh? She is not fazed. Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. Dang. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead.
What? New music, too.
That's madness!
Order, please. Council, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot.
That's right. That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly has no grasp of the facts.
Nigiari. No, Professor Aochi. It's you who has no grasp of the facts. Tell him, boy.
I beg your pardon.
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered the burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it is true, as we now believe that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. That's right, you poisoned him. Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement.
But, Your Excellency...
The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment. Thank you, Your Excellency. Oh, yep, that's right. You gonna smile? What was that smile?
Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours.
Oh, what the hell? I'm gonna guess that that transition from like squiggly line to straight line means yes, exactly. English to Japanese.
Ah, Miss Pratt, you speak Japanese? Well, of course I do. I'm studying in your country after all.
But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world.
Can I do a British accent?
Come on, you can do it, slime. Dig deep.
Wait, how does it even sound? Peanut butter.
My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world.
I'll try that.
As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar language, your vulgar tones as much as possible.
Vulgar tones? What? Racism.
But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen.
I think I lost the accent.
So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level.
Oh my.
Oh, well, you are the epitome of a true English gentleman. What? We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us.
You simp. I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words. Wow, she just insulted their language. About the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. I have to figure her voice out somehow. Maybe French? So we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. Indeed they are. But we're gonna find out on the next episode, because it's also getting late. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.